Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles, and oh boy do I have a cracker of a game for you today. This is Jim 14398, and he's in the French Tier 9 medium tank, the new French, well, reasonably new, it's been around about a patch or so. French Tier 9 medium tank, the Batchat 25T AP. This is the tank that replaced the Lorraine 40T, and I kind of liked the Lorraine 40T, although I liked it a lot more when it was a Tier 8 medium tank. Getting bumped up a tier to Tier 9 didn't really do an awful lot for the Lorraine other than give it worse matchmaking. This, on the other hand, is, well, it's kind of new and it kind of isn't. I mean, it's nothing like the Lorraine. The Lorraine was huge. It was more or less the same size as the AMX 5100, and there wasn't a lot of difference between the AMX 5100 and the Lorraine 40T, except the Lorraine was a little bit faster and a little bit smaller. This, on the other hand, it's like taking an AMX 1390 and putting a 100mm gun on it. And this, by the way, is going to be probably the last World of Tanks replay I will be showing you from prior to patch 9.16. 9.16 obviously came out yesterday, and you can immediately tell, if you played patch 9.16, that this is an older replay version. 9.16 brought a lot of new user interface enhancements to the game that are just not visible in previous versions. So from here on in, it's patch 9.16 or replays all later. Meanwhile, we're on fjords. Probably should have mentioned that at the start of the video. And Jim is setting up to intercept any enemy mediums or heavies, because hey, it's World of Tanks and you never know. I'm going to push up around to the north here. Little handbrake turn, parks around the corner, ready for a quick escape. Pops in and out, waiting to see if Sixth Sense goes off. It doesn't. Okay. Nothing spotted, moves up. Somebody spies the T-28 in the middle of the field over there. Don't have to worry about him for the moment, and there we go. Enemy Tiger, Tier 7 heavy. Puts one shot into him, starts reversing. He's probably getting, in fact, he does take a hit. But he starts working over with the autoloader. Try to go for the immobilization shot there, and the SU-101 just got owned. Not quite sure what by. Tiger manages to score one more hit, but that's all he's going to get. And Jim just claimed his first kill. This little tank has a 6-shot autoloader 100mm gun, but it only carries 30 rounds of ammunition, so you only get 5 reloads in this thing. Now that's a problem that you also get in the Batchat at Tier 10. Very limited ammunition capacity, difficult to carry a game in these kind of tanks. Difficult, but not impossible. Now, what's going on elsewhere? Well, the team are down 5 tanks to 1. Jim is the only person on the team who scored a kill so far, the Tiger. And they're about to go down 6 tanks to 1. And what that means is that the only surviving tanks on Jim's team, other than the happy little campers down on the peninsula to the far extreme southeast, are all up at this end of the map. And they're all still sitting there waiting for that Panther 88 to poke its nose around the corner. Jim is the only one who's seen the threat and is the only one reacting to it. His gun is reloaded, and here they come. First, the IS-3, but there's plenty more where that guy came from. Look at this lot. Now the thing about the campsite on the peninsula down there is it's only good if you have other tanks in the midfield engaging and spotting enemies for you. If you don't, they can see you just as well as you can see them. So the artillery and the camping tank destroyers are pretty much doomed, but Jim is definitely going to take out this IS-3. One shot left, bang, there we go. Now with those guys on the peninsula pulling back out of the line of fire, nobody is spotting any of the enemy tanks that were, and still are, pushing into the base. But here comes the rest of the team, a little bit late, but better late than never. Well, I say the rest of the team. What remains of the rest of the team? They're down 8 tanks, and Jim is still the only person on the team to kill anything. The Tiger and the IS-3. Now while he's reloading, Jim is once again taking stock of the situation on the map. That comet up there is basically keeping the back door shut, but, well, he's doing it alone, and he's, yeah, dead. He should have really pulled back to hook up with the AMX 5100 up there, who was doing the same, but from a much better defensive position. As the Comet found out to his cost, if you get bounced while you're in the position that he was in, you can't go anywhere. The AMX 5100 and now Jim have the option of beating a hasty retreat if whatever comes around this northern corner proves to be too much for them to handle. And Jim can also get some shots in, if they show themselves, at the enemy tanks who are still piling through that southern access route into the base. And here they come. But these are 2 French autoloaders. And Jim, with a full clip of ammunition, providing it hits and penetrates with every shot, can do 1800 damage. And there's an AMX 5100 with him as well. The AMX takes out the Panther 88. Jim finishes off the T-34 100. The Comet is suddenly bereft of friends, and the AMX 5100 finishes him off as well. So the back door should be nice and safe, and Jim still has 2 shots left, and he has targets to shoot at. First shot hits the Tiger 2, but the Tiger 2 then angles, and well, that one bounced. So Jim is now going for a reload. The AMX 5100 is almost certainly going for a reload. Is there anything else coming around the back door? I don't think so. Possibly artillery? The T-28? They should have enough time to get a reload, and I have to start giving some credit to the rest of the surviving tanks on the team here, in particular the Walker Bulldog and the T-54 Mod 1, who put up a sterling base defense down here, just holding on, waiting for these 2 French autoloaders to reload their guns. Any second now, this 6-clip 100mm autoloader is going to be back up, and that's going to be really bad news for this T-71. Jim's reloaded. The 5100 has already put in shots down range. Jim's taken out the T-71. The 5100 just assassinated an AMX M4 and a T-29. Jim's nailed the IS-2. Now he's making a run for the Scorpion G. There is also a T-34 down there, but the T-54 Mod 1 and that Walker Bulldog on 14 health are fighting for grim life here. Oh, this is going to be... Yes! Come on, there it is! 2 shots left. He's going for the T-34. He can't kill the T-34. And he's empty. Jim, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go, Jim? Goodbye, cruel world. What's the T-34 going to do? Is he going to come after him? That wouldn't be smart. He's got other problems, and he is not, in fact, going to come after him, and it looks like Jim is actually going to survive. There's only 4 of them left. Their artillery's been taken out, but now there's only 4 of the enemy left as well. Remember, just a couple of minutes ago, they were down 9 tanks to 2, and they were being capped. And now, well, look at this Walker Bulldog go. He just does not care. 14 health, and he's nailed the T-34. Well played, that man. And well played the T-54 Mod 1 as well. With him and that Walker Bulldog holding the line here, just look at the dead tanks. I've lost count. Thanks to the tenacity of those 2 guys, they held the line and they gave Jim and the 5100 the time they needed to shut the back door down on the medium tank rush, reload, and help them finish off all of those heavies. And then, a little bit late to the party, knocking on the back door up there, the Batchat artillery and the T-28. Well, better late than never, boys. And oh, they've taken out the 5100. Well, that's going to lead to a few tense moments for the T-54 Mod 1 as he digs in and tries not to have the same thing happen to him, but, well, he appears to be quite good at digging in, and he knows something that the T-28 and the Batchat artillery don't. They're about to get a dose of surprise butt sex, courtesy of Jim and the M41. So he's now doing the old bait and switch. He's saying, look this way, guys, look this way, look this way. Haha, should have been looking the other way. Because now it's surprise butt sex time. First the T-28. Then the M40, and the Walker Bulldog finishes off the sneaky little Batchat artillery who was hiding in the bushes behind them. And, oh look, they're all dead. Now, obviously the star of that show was Jim, with his ace tanker, Radley Walters, 8 kills, high caliber, and Top Gun. Jim did not fall short of 5,700 damage in that game, but he could not have done that alone. This replay, like yesterday's World of Warships ranked battle video, was all about the teamwork. And it was the teamwork of those 4 last surviving tanks on the team. In particular, shout out to the T-54 Mod 1, played by Stanu 1948, who in a Tier 8 premium medium tank bounced 2,500 damage with his armour, fighting off anything up to half a dozen enemy heavy tanks at the same time, and somehow survived, allowing Costwell in the Walker Bulldog and Pico Pechenik in the AMX 5100 to shut them down hard. Judging by the names on display there, that was a very, very strong showing from the Eastern European contingent here on the EU server in World of Tanks. Fantastic teamwork. Well played, all 4 of you, but particularly Jim, the star of the show, with his Radley Walters and his Ace Tanker badge. Jim actually made a profit on that match, which is not something that happens too often when you're playing a Tier 9 vehicle. And he made a profit without running a premium account. Jim, you have no idea how close this particular replay came to not being shown. I was just about to update my version of World of Tanks to 9.16, at which point I would not have been able to watch this replay, and I thought, you know what, I'll just check my inbox, see if there's anything new. And I'm real glad I did. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, folks. As always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.